Hi, and welcome to the Long Range Shooting and Custom Rifle Building podcast presented by Wolf Precision Incorporated, where we learn about and share long range shooting and custom rifle building. I am your host, Jamie Dotson, and welcome to the show. Hi, and welcome to episode 262 of Wolf Precision's Long Range Shooting and Custom Rifle Building podcast. I'm host, Jamie Dotson, and welcome back to the show. In this show, we're going to go over some updates for our Wolfpack program and what we're changing for 2026. So we got some really exciting announcements for how we're going to approach building and DIY rifles as we approach the new year and get into the 2026 building season. So without further ado, here we go. Before we get started, I would like to say thank you to MDT. MDT is the maker of fine rifle chassis. They offer a lot of different great makes and models. Everything from the Oryx, which is a sub $500 chassis, which I think is one of the most unsung heroes on the market, to the ACC Elite and all of their great competition chassis. One of the things they do a great job with is having a lot of product to support and accessories for their chassis. So if you want to upgrade your rifle and you like to do it with a great chassis, you can stop over to mdttac.com. That's mdttac.com today. So some exciting news for 2026. Let's get started. So the first thing I would like to talk about is our new Wolfpack program and some of the things that we've changed that actually make it more accessible for more people to join and learn all of the great things that we are teaching through the system we call the Wolfpack. So we had a tier system that we put in place for the last 90 days. And what we did is we separated out the long range shooting school and the ProSumer Gunsmithing and reloading and some different in-person things that we could offer here for our shooting range. And we used it sort of as a test bed to see where everybody's at, what they would like to do, what's important to them. And what we've learned over the last 90 days is our customers are across the entire country. Our customers are not mostly local. And so for our premier package that included some range time here, most of the clients were too far away to take advantage of it or couldn't take advantage of it. So we knew that part. The other part is some of the confusion in separating out some of the online classes and having a small upcharge going between our online long range shooting school and ProSumer Gunsmithing School and a reloading class. And for me, the thing that I think is the most important is they all three have to sort of go together. So our original process was $15 a month for the entry level classes, and then it was $35 a month for all the advanced classes, including the online reloading class. So with listening to customers over the last 90 days, what we tried to do is simplify all of it and really try to give the customer the best value and give it all to them. Because I don't think you're going to build a rifle without learning to reload. And I don't think you're going to reload a rifle and do well without learning how to shoot. So all of these different online classes that we're teaching really sort of go hand in hand. So what we did for 2026 is we actually made the price across the board $19 a month. And you can sign up monthly or you can sign up for the year. And you get access to all three classes. There's no separate tiers. There's no entry-level tiers. We really want you to learn and grow and get all the great information that we're going to be able to offer through what we call the Wolfpack program. Now, what goes hand in hand with this Wolfpack program, and one of the reasons why we're sort of structuring it this way is we offer a 10% discount for any product that we make here at Wolf Precision, which includes the ace, the barrel vices, the chamber wrenches. I mean, all the parts that we make, as well as some of the labor. The reason we give that 10% discount is we want to encourage customers to take the classes. So we want to give the class the money that you're going to pay for the class actually back to you. So if you start taking the classes and you order some of the parts and pieces, an ACE system with a 10% discount saves you $35. Well, that pays for nearly 2 months of the classes you're going to take. And that's just one product. Think about the barrel vices and the chamber wrenches and some of the labor and stuff that we actually give nice discounts to. So we're not really using the Patreon page as a way to make money per se. We do have to charge for it just for our time and effort and all the team members here that are sort of involved in it. But in a way, we want to structure it so we can actually give it back to you if you decide you would like to move forward or learn about building a custom rifle. So for 2026, you will see that we have one Wolfpack membership the whole way across the board. It's $19 a month. And we feel that is a great value. You've got over 18 hours of content and one of the oldest long range shooting schools in the country that I took 2 years to film. We're halfway through our reloading class, which we take a ton of questions on. And then we're just getting into the gunsmithing part of it, or the ProSumer Gunsmithing School, which is really what I want to take the last couple minutes of the podcast to talk about, because there's a lot that's going to go on here that's going to be a win-win, even for those that aren't interested in building, let's just say, a Wolf Precision custom rifle. There's a lot of really good stuff on there. So let's circle back around and let's talk about why I started the classes. When I started building custom rifles and, of course, started teaching the long-range shooting schools many decades ago, right? What I really quickly learned is that there's just all these things that I've learned over 20 years of teaching it, that if and when something happens to me, the school is going to die with me, because you really can't teach this unless you spend 10 or 20 years on the firing line. Now, I know that for some people, they have different classes that they've taught. So, for example, you've got different military instructors. Well, if they do 2 rotations through, let's just say, teaching at the sniper school, they might spend 2 to 4 years there. And then they're back out into the field into their normal job, which isn't a bad thing, but that's 2 to 4 years of teaching and seeing students and teaching to a very specific structure. Where I think we've learned and grown over the years is the fact that we teach to all of it. So whether it's, law enforcement, 14-year-old kids wanting to learn to shoot competition with their dad, long-range hunters, guys that want to really compete in PRS and NRL type matches, and it just needs strong fundamentals. Every class we've learned something new on how to teach something, how to communicate something, how to make it make sense to come across to somebody that's never heard or seen this stuff before. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've always become a very popular long-range shooting school. And hence, we only have 3 slots left for the entire year. So let me pause there and give a free plug. If you would like to join us for an in-person class, our last 3 slots are this fall. You're more than welcome to register to attend. We are going to the Great American Outdoor Show here next week, and our booth number there is going to be 446. We're going to be in the main gun hall. Stop by and say hi. But I expect that by the end of the show, all those classes will be full. So one of the reasons why I started the online long-range shooting school was I can only teach so many people a year. Even if I taught, 50 classes a year and consume my entire year, traveling the country, it doesn't really allow me to teach that many people. And the fact that we still have another third of our business here, which is manufacturing, and another third of our business is developing new products and processes on how we build rifles. So, for me to take and do any of that would be hurtful to other parts of our business. So what I thought in my original plan was okay, how can I reach 80 more students a year without me having to physically be there or physically talk or me to do and repeat the same thing over and over again? And then it dawned on me, especially when COVID hit, that we could teach this online. And so I took about 18 months to 2 years and filmed the online long-range shooting school, which is our actual in-person class. I mean, everything that we teach here is in there. And then we'll be posting up bonus content. And what we learned is we can teach it just as well remotely. And the other important part of this is that if something happens to me, I would like at least the stuff that I was able to learn to have a place that I can pass it on. Maybe something that will outlive me, and it might not be relevant for 50 years, but maybe 5 or 10 years after I'm, dead and gone, that, I can still contribute something, that I still have something out there, rather than, okay, I'm in the grave, I ain't sharing any of this with anybody anytime soon. So that was the other part, was just trying to say, okay, what can I do to save and archive everything that I've learned over 20 years of teaching? That compounded into the online reloading class, which we're about halfway through filming. And what I learned with the first segments is that we spend, or at least I spend, probably at least an hour or two every week answering the same questions on the phone, especially when it comes to building a custom rifle. A lot of it I have to take the time to talk about, because the things that they're being told to do, or the resources that they're referring to, or the thing that they read online, is some of it's sketchy, some of it's, not really a good idea. And to be quite honest with you, some of it's just downright dangerous. And so I feel like I have an obligation to say, okay, let's talk about this a minute. I'm going to take, 10 or 15 or 20 minutes of my day and really dive into this. But there are a lot of common questions that just, if I could just record myself and just hit the play button, I could answer those questions over and over again. And I could do it once and have it for everybody to listen to. And so what I started doing was getting into the online reloading class because people are probably going to migrate that way. And there's a lot of good information we can share. I have reloaded hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of rounds. And we're talking rifle rounds. I've never reloaded a pistol round. These are all bolt action rifle rounds. And I've reloaded many different calibers. And so I have a lot of experience of both what works and even some good experiences of what doesn't work so well. So I get to share with you, not only the things that I found that work really well, but also talk a lot about the tools because in the era that we live in, everybody assumes they go out and spend the most money for every part or the most expensive part or piece of the reloading kit that they can find. That they feel like they're going to build better ammo because they spent the most money on it. And in some cases, I find that not to be true either. Like if you're a new reloader, you can make world-class ammunition and spend a quarter of what you think you need to spend and enjoy the process of doing it and sort of how to ladder up and grow into making, not just higher quality ammunition, but making more of it if you're a match shooter and stuff like that. So we're about halfway through with that now. Now, I'm going to pause right here and give another plug. We are offering 2 in-person reloading classes. We have one coming up in February and we have one coming up in April. Those slots, those classes are very limited to the number of students that we're going to allow to come through, and they will be the very last in-person classes on reloading that I will hold. So I teach both classes. I will be here teaching and going through the processes that we teach. But as an obligation to both myself, my wife, our business, and other areas is that I can't teach these one-off anymore. And unfortunately, it's just hard to find anyone with close to the experience to actually run one of these classes that I could feel comfortable and safe with them speaking with students. So we're really going to put a lot of effort in the online reloading class we can share with everybody rather than just a handful of students that can travel. So that said, if you would like to register and attend one of these classes, these will be the very last in-person classes that I'm going to offer simply because we're ramping production here for other parts of our business and my time is just so important in those areas. Maybe when I retire and I'm in my 80s, maybe then I'll offer some reloading classes just for something fun to do and hang out with people, right? But right now, I just can't. And I committed to these 2 reloading classes because we had several students and customers that had asked. And so I did launch them. One's in January and one's in April. Or I'm sorry, one's in February and one's in April. And so if you'd like to join us, love to have you. But these will be the very last classes that I will ever hold while I'm running this business here for an in-person class. Everything else is going to be on our online tutorials. Now, getting into the really meat and potatoes of what we're after and that is the ProSumer Gunsmithing School. DIY rifles are everywhere right now. You're going to see a lot of pre-fits. You're going to see a lot of components being sold. With the ProSumer Gunsmithing School, and the reason we're sort of linking all of this together is it doesn't matter if you're building one of my rifles. There's a lot of value to the things that we're going to teach in this class and the classes that are going to come up as we get through these processes and parts and pieces. And the reason being is that all the parts and pieces are not always drop fit. And what we've learned over many decades of building these things, that there are things, common denominators that we find with different parts and pieces that need to be addressed or in some cases looked at and in some cases caution used. And we find this all the time that we are modifying, adjusting, and fixing and sort of just doctoring up all the parts and pieces that we would get when we build a custom rifle, which include chassis and stocks. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we have sent chassis back that were actually just flat out wrong or that had something significantly wrong that would affect the accuracy and would require heavy modifications on our end to get back in the shooting condition, which is something we wouldn't want to do and destroy not just the warranty on the product, but also, who knows what else we're going to run into if we find one major problem. We try to fix it. Now we find another. And unfortunately, it's working for free. Like we don't get to charge the customer 2 hours of labor for fixing their stock because it came in wrong. And true story, I got to share this story with you. So we had a stock come in that was just a cluster. It was terrible. The molded in colors were just awful. And I got it. I called the customer and I was like, hey, I'm going to let you decide, what you think of it. We have our opinions here, but it's your rifle. You have to decide. And let me know what you think when you get it in, how you like the color and the molding. And he called up and he was like, no, I don't like it. It looks terrible. I was like, yeah, I sort of agree. So let's go ahead and contact the manufacturer, get it sent back, and let's find a solution for this. And, it was no big deal. Customer was absolutely fine with it. Because of the lead time, I'd rather let him make a decision on whether he can live with it or if he wants it Cerakoted, or, hey, do you want to wait for them to remake the stock? And that company actually told me they wanted me to pay to fix their product, that they were going to fix themselves. They're like, well, we want you to pay for it because, we don't think it's that bad. And, if you don't pay for it, we're not going to allow you to order any more molded in colored stocks, that is. And I was like, what? I've been purchasing stocks from this company for more than 20 years. You're asking me to pay you to fix your product that you screwed up. And both myself, our office manager, Dan, we were all sort of sitting around. I let them listen to these conference calls sometimes just to see, the stuff that happens, right? And they were both looking at me like totally shocked. And I was like, that ain't happening. I'm not paying you to fix your own product. I'm going to go down the rabbit hole with the quality of made products here in the United States and maybe even abroad here, maybe in the next podcast or so. But yeah, so you run into that. But if you didn't know what to look for and the questions to ask, and there are little things that we find all the time with specific stock builders and chassis builders that need to be adjusted or fixed, or at least looked at to make sure that the problem is not there, because it's common that we find it. For those with the experience to know what to look for, they get to wind up with a great shooting rifle in the end. For those that don't know what they don't know, they wind up taking a rifle that has all kinds of issues. I mean, it's not shooting well, it's not grouping well, the rounds are all over the place. I mean, they're getting consistent flyers that are just crazy, that make no sense. This is what will happen to you. And so when we get into the ProSumer Gunsmithing School, I'd like to share with you how we're going to do it. We are going to take every custom rifle that we offer, from the tactical to the hunting. We are going to go through and build that entire rifle from start to finish, going over every part and piece. So, for example, the first one we're going to build is an XLR Envy Pro 2. It's my personal match gun. I'm going to go through and build that with you, and I'm going to point out things to look for, things to look at, things we adjust, things we don't need to adjust, things that I would consider doing. And then we are going to, at the very bottom, put in every single part and piece with a link to go and buy it. So if you'd like to build one of these rifles and you would like to use the components that we're using and you like what you see, you don't have to buy it through us. And what's really cool is some of the people that we are working with, some of the companies that we are working with, are actually giving us a discount code to share with the customers to purchase the product. So, not only are we going to give you a nice discount for, attending the Wolf Pack when you purchase anything from us, but we're also going to have in there affiliate links or discount codes that you can use when you purchase the product directly from these people. And you don't have to be a member of the Wolf Pack to get it. If you want to click on the XLR Envy Pro and you want to order all the accessories that we used, you'll see a link down below with every single part and piece that we are going to use to build this rifle, that you can actually click on and purchase everything and know you're getting the correct product. So it's not uncommon for people to buy things like magazines are a great example. They're all over the place, not just the quality, but even you got short length, medium length, some with plates in them, some without plates in them. And then so you have customers going out and buying these things and they buy the wrong ones. And so you buy 2 wrong magazines, it can cost you $60 to $130 a piece. Now you have to return them. They don't fit right. You've already opened them, or they're going to take them back. So here we get to actually put the exact link to the exact product that you're going to need to purchase to build the rifle. And we are going to do that with every single rifle we offer. And my goal is over this year is to work on and build the things that we do here. So think of the ACE system and think of doing the barrel work and making all the tools and accessories that you're going to need to build and maintain the rifle that has to do with our parts and pieces. But then we want you to use the links to purchase the rest of the parts yourself and save some money and learn actually how to build it in a step-by-step process. So I'm super excited. It's a major flip for us here on trying to turn the keys over to the customers to a DIY rifle the right way and sharing with them not just here's your parts, good luck, put it together, but all the little things that we have learned from 20 plus years of experience of building rifles and honestly, 40 plus years of shooting. So it just gives us this great opportunity to share with you so much knowledge. And the good part is I only have to do it once and it lives forever outside of maybe we put an update up. So let's just say we're using brand X stock and the new version of that stock comes out and there's something else we found that, hey, we want you to watch this. Well, we can just put an update at the bottom of the page. Hey, if you're purchasing your stock after 2027, here's something you want to take a look at. This is an update. Please watch. Pretty cool. And all this for all the tutorials for $19 a month. And the fact that we're trying to not only get you discounts on the products that you're going to purchase when you build it, not just through us, but also when you purchase products from some of these individual companies. We're really working hard with them to try to get you a discount code on those products as well, which is just a win-win the whole way around. So we finished up SHOT Show. That was a great show. I was exhausted. I actually drive out. It was a great trip out, great trip back. I really got lucky for weather. Pennsylvania, of course, got hammered about a day or two prior to me getting here with lots of snow and ice and everything else. But it was a good trip nonetheless. Got a chance to talk with a lot of dealers, got a chance to look at a lot of new products. We have a lot of stuff that we'll be talking about and updating over the years with some of the different components that we'll be offering. To offer some systems for. Those will be coming out over the next couple weeks and next couple months. We are getting ready to go to the Great American Outdoor Show. We are going to be at booth 446. You can stop by and see us. Also, we'll have our patch catch adapter there. So if you would like to buy something really cool to help pick up and catch all the dirty, filthy patches and brushes that are flying through your barrel as you're cleaning it. And we got a pretty cool little product that we developed here that actually allows you to use like a little soda bottle or something to directly thread to your rifle. We'll have those there as well, so you can stop by and pick those up, maybe some log books. And we'll be talking about the Gen 4 Ace. So when we go to the show, we're going to have some barrels, we're going to have some tools, we're going to have the Gen 4 Aces there, and you're going to have the opportunity to go through with us and actually build and maintain the rifles and talk a little bit about how the system works and give you a chance to sort of try it hands-on a little bit and just answer any questions you might have. So ought to be a great show, really looking forward to it. It's a long show. I believe it's 9 or 10 days long. But it's a great opportunity because it's open to the public to spend time talking with everybody and really just enjoying time. If you get a chance, I'm going to put a link down below for Patreon that if you want to stop over and look at our $19 a month Wolfpack program, which is straight across the board that offers all of our classes, we would love to have you. I also wanted to let you know that we pulled 2 slots for our August Long Range Shooting School. And on April 15th, tax day, we are going to announce 2 winners that each are eligible to come to the August class at no charge and attend our in-person long-range shooting school as a giveaway. Now, you do not have to pay the $19 a month to attend. We are going to give 1 slot away to anyone who just follows us on Patreon. And then we are going to give 1 slot away to anyone who's a Wolfpack member. So if you sign up for the Wolfpack membership, we will have a slot given away for you. And if you just simply follow us on Patreon, we're going to give away a slot to you as well. So I teach every class. You'll get a chance to spend time with me 3 days in a classroom setting in our in-person long-range shooting school. We're going to be giving 2 slots away April 15th, tax day. Everybody seems to take a lot of tax out of us. We're going to give you something back and really at a great value. So if you need a school rifle, we're going to put that in there as well. It's just a world-class class with only 5 students in the class and 2 instructors. So we're looking forward to spending time with everybody. So we'll have some update videos coming out on Rumble. We're going to be posting some stuff up on YouTube as well as on Patreon, explaining all the new changes and trying to really simplify our offering for our classes for the Wolfpack. And I really want to take time in this particular podcast to sort of describe it. One of my personal goals this year is not trying to work myself to absolute death. I am older. I'm 54. I'll be 55 this year. The last year I probably worked, and I'm not complaining, but there are many, many times I worked a 21-day work week, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, really working 3 weeks straight without taking a day off. and my body's paying the price for it. I'm getting older, and I've made a promise to myself and a commitment to myself to take some time off to enjoy some of the things that, it's one of the reasons why we work. And in order for me to do this, I really have to simplify other parts of our business. And the other thing is we're really going to hyper focus on just being the experts at doing the barrels, being the experts at making the ACE system and the chambers, and getting all the parts and pieces that are heart of an accurate rifle to the customers and getting that in full production mode. So, really making it so it's a process and really offering it for some other different actions as well. So without saying too much, we have one factory action that we're working on right now that we're going to offer the ACE system to. And then we have some other people that we're going to offer custom ACEs for. So for example, I love Bat Machine. They're my favorite action. If you order a custom rifle from us and you buy an action from us, it's going to be a Bat action, right? But, not everybody likes Ford, not everybody likes Chevy, not everybody likes Dodge. And it's sort of hard to talk somebody in that's a lifelong Dodge fan to buy Chevy. It's just, it's what you like. And so if you do really like one of these other actions and it's one of your favorites and you have your reasons why, we are going to custom make an ACE for you in a specific caliber that you would like to for that action. And then you can just use our barrel system to swap out your barrels when your barrels get shot out. But that ACE or chamber system will stay with that action and you warranted forever. So you're going to buy one chamber and you're going to shoot that for the rest of your life, which we think is just a fantastic value, not just on the accuracy side, but if you do shoot a lot, the value in just being able to swap out those parts and reuse that chamber and never have to pay for another one. That is a really, really cool thing to do. So I want to thank everybody for taking the time to join us. We're going to go into the continuation of our Fundamentals of Marksmanship series, and we're going to have them continuing next week and the week after while we are at the Great American Outdoor Show. Please plan on stopping by and saying hi. I will be there. Lori will be there. Michael will be there. Michael's one of our employees who's been with us forever. I believe Dan, our new hire, will be there a little bit as well. And then don't forget, all of those that know, Mina is our German Shepherd. She is a sweetheart of a dog, and she's my buddy. She will be there. So if you want to stop by, if you've met Mina here at some of our schools and events, you can stop by and give her a pat on the head. She is an absolute socialite, and she loves that stuff. So we're looking forward to sharing her and letting her say hi to everybody there at the show as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We'll have the links down below for the Patreon page if you would like to register for one of the slots that we're giving away for the shooting school. If you would like to actually join us on Patreon and join the Wolf Pack, we really appreciate that as well. And then we also have on Patreon, we call it a Cup of Joe Club, right? If you'd like to support the Patreon page and just support the podcast and the YouTube channel, there's a $3 a month club that you can join it. We really appreciate it. Helps us put it towards like really simple equipment that we have to purchase all the time, including mics and all the other things that we need to keep updating as we keep both filming and recording. You can join there as well. Anyway, thank you everybody for taking the time to join us. Before we continue on and finish, I would like to say thank you to Krieger Barrels. Krieger is the maker of fine cut rifle barrels. They are one of our favorites to use here. They offer a new program called Krieger Direct where you can order your barrel and have it in as little as 2 to 3 business days. So, and they also have a sales page where they have lots of barrels that pop up periodically that you can sneak on and get one and get it started before the 2026 shooting season begins. Thank you everybody for taking the time to join us. I really appreciate it. My name is Jamie Dotson. I'm your host, and you're listening to Wolf Precision's Long Range Shooting and Custom Rifle Building Podcast.